Hey guys, this is going to be the start of a short guy stuff series, but I think one that's going to be interesting to a lot of you. It's going to be revolving around me building a new computer. It's time to update and upgrade. One I've got now is going on 4 or 5 years old, somewhere right in there, and it's still a very capable system, but you know what? I got the itch. Time to go all new. I'm currently on a Sandy Bridge system, and making the jump right now to Skylake is a very interesting thing for me, and I'm going to have some fun doing it. That has turned into, let's completely redo my office, and that's what I'm starting with today. I've got all my parts on order. Today is Sunday, and all the new parts are coming in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'll be building Friday. I've got the DC thing coming up, so I'm going to be gone for a few days. Anyway, it's going to be real soon after that. But I'm going to start with giving you a tour of my current holy hell mess setup, and I'll explain why it got to the point it's at. And then we're going to totally redo it. I'm going to Ikea with the wife in about a half an hour, and I'm going to get some parts and build myself a sweet new desk. Everything is going to be so much better than what I've got. It's not even going to be funny. I'm going to be putting in a bias lighting system. I'm going to double my square footage on my desk itself, clear out some room in the actual office space. It's going to be sweet. So I'm really excited. Let me show you what I got to work with, and then you can fully appreciate the after. Now, after this video, I'll show you guys Ikea. I'll show you guys what I bring home and all that kind of good stuff and get started. I'm going to be going through all the computer hardware. I'll talk about all my choices and why I did specific things. You know, there's a billion different ways to build a computer these days. No exaggeration, probably a lot more than that. And everybody's exact situation and needs are different. So I chose what I chose for very specific reasons. And you know, it's not the best system out there. There is no this is the best system out there. Everybody has different needs, and you know, it is what it is. But I'll show you right now. Before we'll go through the office, and then when everything's done, you'll be fully appreciative of the final results. Let's take a look. All right, here is the current mess, the current situation. And yes, if it looks very dark, I keep it dark. I don't have any lights in here. What you see is what I like to work in as far as light levels. I never have the blinds open, but I'm going to go ahead and open them just for you guys today. Which one do I pull? Ooh, got to fix that mechanism. All right, so there's my view when I want to have it. House across the street still for rent, and it's gonna stay that way for a long time because you can see redneck neighbor's fence there. Oh man, what a crap hole. And it's right across the street. They're never gonna get any money for that. But anyway, let me turn on a little more light. Hopefully it'll help. Doubt it. Okay, so I'll take you guys around here. Decoration, before anybody asks. I suck. I have tried to learn. I've had several guitars. This one I actually bought to teach myself how to repair and set up a guitar. And I only play it through the computer. I say play as in, you know, try to play and just have fun with it. But it's been a while. Anyway, I just like the looks and I like the sound. And I need to dust. It's really bad in here. This house is very dusty. But anyway, here's what I got to work with. It's very small. Half of it is basically the wife's, and that's storage. And it looks like that because almost, 2 years ago now, our back room, I had to dismantle it. So we lost a lot of storage space. Here in Florida, we don't have basements. We don't have attics. So you have to have room somewhere. We have spaces in our garage that we store stuff in, but this is stuff that has to be climate controlled. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit, but there's not too much I'm going to touch. You know, that's her half of the room. I've got motorcycles and cigars. She's got her coach store. Whatever. Closet is all her stuff except for a bunch of boxes that I keep up just for old photo gear. I don't know why. I'm never going to sell the stuff, but it's up there. So anyway, I've got obviously the modem and everything over there, but that's really about it. Now, when I first started working in this office, when I opened my first business, for those of you that don't know, I'm a professional photographer, and I actually do more video work these days than photography. And I'll be talking about that when I go through the computer build, because it's very specific around work, obviously. But I had very large space open here because I did large format printing, and I had a printer that took up half that wall. So I would do these huge prints, and I got away from doing that because that market bottomed out. You can get those so cheap now in great quality that it was less expensive to order them online than to print them myself, just for materials. So that went out the door. Chloe, let me tilt this down, is super spoiled, so she gets a big down comforter puppy bed. That'll move over. I'm going to be shifting some stuff around here. And bear with me, I'm getting the hang of this new motorized gimbal, just figuring out the controls. This is actually the first time I've used it. So far I like it. Okay, this shelf unit I originally set up to house a lot of equipment. I had a big Drobo, I had some NAS, NAS units, a big RAID unit after the Drobo, so I needed something in close proximity to the computer for cabling concerns. And I would keep external drives in up there and everything, but over the years, drives got bigger, so I didn't need as many. I could now go internal with RAID arrays. I don't care for the Drobo, and I sold that years ago. So now this shelf has just been sitting here just as garbage storage. And normally it is not this just disgusting, but here's why it got this way. I stopped doing business where I had people over. Couple of years ago, I used to do portraits and have people over and shoot in the studio, but I stopped doing that, and now I just do product photography in the studio. So what I'm going to do with this shelf is turn it, put it flat against the wall. The new desk is going to come out probably to about here, and it's going to go even wider than over here. You can see I use dual monitors, huge productivity thing. I can't recommend multi-monitors enough. I don't have the need or space really for 3, but I will have the space for 3 in the new system. So that will be an option, although I can't say I've ever had the need for it. All the applications I use multi-monitor with, like Lightroom and Premiere, or even when I'm doing like data entry, I'll put a spreadsheet on one and a website on the other, whatever I'm doing. I've never had the need for 3. I don't do multi-monitor gaming, so I don't care about that. And that's it. So 2's always worked very well for me. I use Dell ultra sharp monitors. I love 1440p. 4K, I'll tell you what, I don't really like it. For general productivity, it's just too freaking small. If I go 4K, it's going to be a 32-inch at least, but those are way too expensive these days. So maybe in a couple years, when those come down in price, right now they're like, for a good IPS display, you're talking 1400 and up. It's not worth it. So I love 1440p. That's where I'm at, and that's that. I love these huge mouse pads. They are super comfy. Got these at Office Depot before they went out of business. They last about 5 years for me before the material starts wearing out, and I got a spare down there for when that one goes. Probably got another year or 2 out of that one left. Desk is a mess. I'm just out of space. I have no drawers, as you can see. This desk was $99 over 10 years ago. It has really lasted well, although it has been modified slightly. It originally had like a stupid little hutch in it. Hated those. Obviously they just take up room. You can see there wouldn't be any room for them. But back then, you're talking 15-inch monitors. Those were huge. It originally had like a little shelf unit that your computer would go on, and back then, the computers were half the size of my tower. It's a full-size, very long tower. I can fit a ton of drives in there. So that's all going to change. My cable management, oh my god, what a mess. And ugh. Now with the light in here, yes, it's disgusting. I can't see all this when it's dark. That's all going to change. I use huge APC battery backups. Got a new one of those coming. Actually, that I have to pick up from Sam's. Those are cheap at Sam's. That's a tip, by the way. Use these huge ones. It's an 850. They're, I think, $65. The 650 units you can get at regular Walmarts, and those are, I think, $49. Those are great, and those are these size down here. The difference is the number of battery backup slots compared to just the surge slots, which are useless. You only want the battery backup slots. So the new desk is going to be about 4 inches more deep and almost 2 feet wider. So it's going to have proper space for my multi-monitor setup. All of this has to be cleaned. I'm going to throw out a bunch of this junk. I got to file tons of papers. I've got old photography books here that, I mean, they're just horribly outdated. Haven't read them or touched them in years. They're filled with dust. I'm just going to toss all this. I've got old hard drives because I don't sell old hard drives when I do upgrades and stuff, just because there's sensitive data on there that can be recovered. Oh, everything's going to be clean. I got a bunch of externals here. This one I use for backup. This one I use for just old archived files. This is a great little portable I use for my Chromebook for taking files on the road or backing them up on the road and bring them back here. This is a big old 5 terabyte I just got a smoking deal on. I don't even have a use for it, but I couldn't pass up the deal. Inside, things have been consolidated over the years, but the new system is going to have a 10 terabyte RAID array. So I don't even need, I have 3 tiers of storage right now: SSD, RAID, and then single fast drive. Just because when I built it, there were no big fast drives. So I had to make compromises. And I at one time I had 6 drives running in that machine, just because I needed the space. The big drives didn't exist. And then I had the Drobo on top of that, but Drobos are horrible for speed. You can't work on them. But now, I mean, it's ridiculous. I got 2 Western Digital Blacks in there that are only 2 terabytes apiece. Well, the new system, I didn't even get the biggest ones. I got 5 terabyte drives. The new system has more than double that, you know, and that's all I need. So I'm saving drives already. Oh, it's going to be an awesome machine. So anyway, this is what we're working with. Let's go ahead and say goodbye to this and get on to Ikea, and we'll check out their desks. I think I know what I want, but I need to see things in person, take some measurements, and we'll go from there. All right, tips when shopping at Ikea. Number 1, always Google for coupons. There's $20 off in store. Tip number 2, sign up for their Ikea Family Club. Print this out, get a card in the store at a kiosk, get discounts and free stuff. Tip 3, bring tie downs. You're probably gonna need them. Alright. All kinds of good stuff. Pretty similar to what I want. These are more of the size. Okay, this is the table that I was interested in. It's solid wood. I'm not interested in the fiberboard ones. They're just too low quality. This is absolutely rock solid, will not sag when you have heavy stuff on it. Now, here's the bad part. These legs that go with it, the Gurton, they're horrible. They're adjustable. I need adjustable because I need height. I want a minimum height of 30 inches. So I can't use the cabinet options or the drawers or the fixed legs because they're all like 28. That's just too short for me. So they've got a couple adjustable options, these and one called Olive, and I haven't found them yet. These are crap. Look at this, it's so rickety. Because to be adjustable, it's loose because it has to twist. Who would buy this? Whole freaking table. It's crap. Alright, going to plan C. None of these. None of these. These are my other options. These are also adjustable, but I thought these would be, rock solid. Look how big they are. No, they're even worse. There's no stability in any of these consumer grade desks. What I have now is really solid. I mean, these are just rickety as hell. I can't stand it. I mean, when I'm working and I bump the table or anything and the monitor starts shaking, forget it. Absolutely forget it. So let's go look at the commercial options. Alright, so here's the secret. You got to go into the commercial desks to get any kind of good stability. You got several choices. Full power sit-stand desk, I don't have any interest in that. A manual sit-stand desk goes from 440 to 350. The small one here is 180. The bigger square one here is 199. This is what I'm interested in. It's a 63 by 31.5 and adjustable height. And rock solid. I mean, full on normal commercial grade. That's what I'm used to. That's what I want. So that's not a bad deal at all. Even piecing together it yourself with the other leg options and everything, it was about 150. So for another 50 bucks, you get so much better quality. And they also have it in this weird shape here, and left and right L shapes, which I'm not opposed to, but you get more actual usable space in the regular rectangle ones. They also come in 3 different colors, white, black, and this kind of slightly purple hued gray. They call it gray black. So I'm going to pick up this big rectangular black one. That is just about going to double my usable space for what I have now. Absolutely perfect for what I was looking for. And not a bad price either. We go. Surprisingly light, but big. So close yet, so far. Fit the lower one in, but nope, not the desktop. That's all right. That's what the straps are for. Let's go home. So I got it home, and what I think I'm going to do is set it up here in my studio space, since it's the largest clear space I have right now, and I can kind of work around it for the next few days. I've got parts coming in the next 4 days. So I'll be able to build the system, and I guess I'll use the table here to shoot those videos. And after I get this done, I'm going to start cleaning the office, chuck a bunch of stuff, do a whole bunch of filing, start moving stuff around. I'm not going to take my old computer off until the new one is ready to go in. So we'll see the whole thing after all the videos are done. But I want to get this built. It's pretty good size. Hey, Chloe Bear, how you doing? Really happy with it. I'm absolutely shocked that all the other options were as crappy as they are. I didn't expect that. I thought, yeah, the little tiny desks, the metal framed leg ones, yeah, of course they're going to be rickety. But, and we've got experience with Ikea stuff. I'll show you the wife's here that we just built about 6 months ago when she came home to work at home. This is the glass top. She just got this shelf unit off of Amazon because she wanted her monitor raised up. It's actually on a Lazy Susan, but she's not using that feature. It does spin. And she got this big mat here. It's kind of like a mouse mat. It's rubber on the bottom. I actually like it. And it's not quite mouse mat material, but it's got a real nice slide to it. I'm considering picking one of these up, and it was only like $8. So that's her setup. She just got this keyboard and mouse too. This was her old one, and it was hurting her wrists because it didn't have any wrist rest. And this one here actually has it's vinyl, but it's got a cushion to it. Feels real nice, and the keys are the standard kind of stuff. But this is the Ikea glass top desk. You can't see it because it's got the mat on it, but she's got the big fingerprint symbol one. And it's a good sized desk. I mean, you can see it's got a multifunction printer, this whole shelf unit. It's got a real good size to it. Problem with the glass top units is you can only put them on, I think, 3, maybe 4 different leg options. They're all the solid ones. So you can use these basically drawer units. This is the one with the smaller options, the 5 small drawers, or you can get the 1 large and 3 small. Those are the 2 options there. And this is rock solid, obviously. It's, you know, it doesn't go anywhere because these don't move. Or you have to get, they have 2 different kind of basically seesaws. But as you saw at the store, holy rickety Batman. I had no idea they would be that bad. But you can't use any kind of legs because all the legs screw into the bottom of the tabletops. And of course, with the glass units, they just set on little rubber pads that you place on whatever is underneath it that you're using for the legs. So this is using the shelf units is the only stable, cheap, non-commercial option for a stable desk at IKEA. And the thing that bugs me most about desks that shake is when you have large monitors. The bigger the monitor gets, the more it's amplified, especially if it's raised up. Just the motion of moving the mouse, bumping the table with your arm a little bit, and your monitor is doing this all the time, just drives me bonkers. So I have to have a rock solid desk. So let's get this guy built.
Say hi to YouTube.
YouTube. Alright guys, well that does it for part 1. Mission accomplished. Got a beautiful table that's going to work really well. And I'll just be doing all my setup in here. Go through the build, do a cool time lapse, talk about all the equipment. But for now, I've got a hell of a cleaning job to do. And I gotta clean up that office. If anybody's local, free computer desk in a couple weeks. See you next time.